Your money story is running you, and most people don't know it. Most people think their financial problems are about math. They think they need a better budget, a better investment strategy, or more income. But the truth is much deeper. Your financial behavior is usually driven by a story your brain learned long before you ever earned your first dollar. And unless you change that story, more money will often make the pattern worse, not better. When I work with business owners and high earners, I notice something interesting. Some people earn more and more money, but their financial stress doesn't decrease. In fact, sometimes it increases. They monitor their accounts constantly. They react emotionally to market volatility. They overspend when they're stressed, or they avoid looking at their finances altogether. And this happens even when they are intelligent, disciplined, and financially successful. Why? Because financial behavior is not just about strategy, it's about identity. Every one of us grows up absorbing emotional signals about money. Maybe money meant security, maybe it meant conflict, maybe it meant freedom, maybe it meant pressure. Your brain doesn't store those experiences as logical conclusions. It stores them as emotional predictions. So when something financial happens today, a market drop, a raise, a big expense, your nervous system reacts before your logical brain has time to catch up. That reaction is your money story in action. The 4 common money patterns. Over time, those stories tend to produce predictable patterns. For example, some people become over-controllers. They monitor everything. They hold excess cash. They feel uncomfortable with risk. Others become avoiders. They delay financial decisions. They avoid reviewing accounts because uncertainty feels stressful. Some become emotional spenders. When stress rises, spending provides temporary relief. And others become overgivers. They support everyone around them, but struggle to maintain their own financial boundaries. None of these patterns are random. They were originally adaptive. But when they operate unconsciously, they can destabilize wealth. Why more money doesn't fix it. One of the biggest myths about money is that more income solves emotional patterns. In reality, income amplifies them. An emotional spender with higher income can spend faster. An over-controller with more wealth can become more anxious. An avoider with more complexity may disengage further. And an overgiver with more resources may feel even more obligated to support others. Income magnifies identity. That's why financial stability requires more than financial knowledge. It requires identity alignment and structure. Structure changes behavior. The most stable financial lives share something in common. They rely on systems, not willpower. They automate investing. They define spending boundaries. They review finances on a schedule instead of reacting emotionally. They create what I call a money operating system. When structure exists, fewer decisions rely on mood or stress. And when fewer decisions are emotional, behavior becomes more stable. The long-term perspective. But even systems are only part of the picture. If you zoom out far enough, wealth becomes less about growth and more about endurance. Over 40 years, markets will rise and fall. Economic cycles will repeat. Opportunities will appear and disappear. The people who preserve wealth across those decades are not necessarily the most aggressive investors. They are the most stable decision makers. They follow policy when volatility appears. They preserve margin. They avoid emotional reactions. And over time, that steadiness compounds. The hidden part of wealth. There is also something deeper that gets transferred across generations. Not just money, but emotional posture. Children observe how money is handled. Do financial discussions create tension? Does volatility trigger panic? Or is wealth managed calmly and deliberately? Because the next generation does not just inherit assets, they inherit the emotional tone surrounding them. The quiet goal of wealth. At its best, wealth does something simple. It becomes quiet. It stops dominating mental space. It stops creating urgency. It becomes a structure that supports your life, rather than something that constantly demands attention. That kind of stability rarely comes from dramatic decisions. It comes from consistent ones, from identity, from systems, from architecture. If you want to improve your financial life, start with a simple question. What story is currently driving your financial behavior? Because once you see the pattern beneath the numbers, something powerful happens. You stop reacting automatically, and you start designing deliberately. And over time, deliberate design is what creates wealth that actually lasts. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe. I talk about the psychology of money, wealth architecture, and strategies business owners can use to create stability that lasts for decades. And if you want to go deeper into this topic, check out my book, Your Money Story is Running You. Because once you understand the pattern, you can finally change it.